Hello, it's Eddie Goodman again with Tugging Jugs and Catfish Tournaments. I want to take and talk to you about the differences between drifting your jugs or anchoring your jugs. It's up to you. I've seen guys do it both ways. I've done it both ways myself. But if you're going to drift your jugs, usually what they do, they put a little small weight at the bottom of the line, a light weight, usually 5 to 8 ounce sinker or something like that. And then that way the wind and the current can move your jug along. Now, if you're doing that, we highly encourage you to stay with your jugs because there's no resistance if a big fish gets on it and you wait a few hours to go back out there and try to find that jug, and you can't find it because that fish has pulled it a long ways off. Now, when you're drifting, that's why we encourage you to take and stay with your jugs while you're drifting. Or make sure that you put them up in a good deep cove or something like that to where you know where the area where these jugs can go. Also, bear in mind the weather, because I've seen it many times. You go out there and you set your jugs, the wind's blowing that direction. And then when you come out there the next morning, overnight, the wind has changed to that direction. So you got to keep all these things in mind whenever you're drift fishing. One of the things I want to encourage the people that take and do the anchoring jug lines. And I do a lot of that myself because I don't like hunting them down. I have tried all kinds of different anchors over my years and stuff, about pieces of metal, railroad spikes, all kinds of different things. And over the years, I wanted to take and get away from using lead. Because I really feel like if you keep putting all this lead in the lake, sooner or later we're going to have a problem. So I like to use this right here. This is a piece of PVC pipe that I have taken and I have heated up with a heat gun, got it good and soft, put it in a vise, clamped it, let it set a minute or two, and then it takes and it mashes the end together. Now this is one I haven't finished. I didn't want to crawl up on the boat and get one out to show you. And then I drill a hole right here. Alright, and then I take this in and I just mix up some concrete mix. And I usually got several of these set up so I can do it all at one time. And I take and fill them up with concrete. This probably weighs 2 to 3 pounds, maybe a little bit more. I think I used to have it wrote on there what it weighed. And this is I don't see the size on it right offhand. Had a tape measure in here earlier, but I think I done carried it off. Looks like about a 2-inch or 1.5-inch pipe. And then what I do is take and get me some 50-pound monofilament line. I don't care what brand is and all that, that's totally up to you, but monofilament line. Because here's what the trick is. You take a trot line clip. I thought I had one of these already laid out, and I don't. You take the trot line clip and you take a good piece of probably a 12-inch this monofilament line, 50-pound test, and you take and you tie your loop onto the trot line clip. Then you take and put this trot line clip on the end of your jug line, your main line, I should say. All right, you got this piece of monofilament line, and then you have your weight. The reason for this is this. Many a times I've gone out there and the weight is hung up on something in the bottom. Either it fell between two rocks and it won't come up, or it's tangled up in a tree in the bottom. Mainly it's rocks. Okay, I can take and pull on this paracord or my main line hard enough that I can break that monofilament line between my trot line clip and my weight. And this helps save my jugs. This helps from tearing them up. So I just want to pass along this information like this because this is some good stuff, good information that you need to know about your jugs when you're setting them out. And I really don't care if you do your anchoring jugs or you do your drifting jugs. But, you know, you need to bear in mind about weather, wind directions, and all this, because that does make a lot of fun to take and find them the next morning whenever you've got a weigh-in coming up. So I just want to pass this information along, and like I said in our code of ethics is learn and share, and I want to see you out there at our very next tournament. Have a great day.